3.5 naming and writing formulas for mixed practice. So in the previous videos we've gone over ionic and we've gone over covalent. You already know how to do everything in this video. The problem is now what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a formula and you're going to have to give me the name of it or vice versa, but I'm not going to tell you whether it's ionic or covalent. And remember, they have two different sets of rules. So you've got to figure out, what do you do? Okay? So the first thing you got to figure out is whether it is ionic or covalent or whatever first. So you should already have this paper. We're going to go through it and then stop there. Okay? So writing the names and formulas for chemical compounds. The first thing you got to figure out is whether it's ionic or covalent. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to say, is the following ionic or covalent? I'm going to simply say, name the following compound. So just because I don't ask it doesn't mean you don't have to do it. Okay? So first, you're going to ask yourself this: is the first element a metal or ammonium NH4 plus? Okay, so if it does have a metal, remember ionic is the only one that has metal. Ionic is a metal and a non-metal. Covalent is a non-metal and a non-metal. So if you've got a metal sitting there, then it is ionic. No metal, covalent. Metal, no metal. Metal, no metal. Okay, so ionic. Once you realize it's ionic, you got to remember these rules. So I'm going to go through some key things you need to make sure you remember. Writing the formula, you write the symbols of both ions. Write the charges and then cross. That is it. Symbol, charge, cross, reduce. Symbol, charge, cross, reduce. Every single time. Now right here, this is what I would most definitely highlight, star, do whatever you got to do. Do not use prefixes. Do not sit there and tell me that CaCl2 is dichloride, because it's not. Do not use prefixes at all. That is the most common wrong thing to do. Okay, so when you're going to name, you just write the names of both ions and change the ending to IDE. Do not use prefixes. No prefixes. Okay, so those of you trying to put dichloride here, that is wrong. No prefixes. Okay, now let's say there is no metal and it's covalent. Then you're going to come here. You forget about this side. Okay, they have completely different set of rules. Do not get them mixed up. Your brain has got to know when to do this side and when to do this side. That's why you have this flow chart here. So if it's covalent, forget about this. The thing you got to remember here is to use prefixes. Prefixes, prefixes. Here, no prefixes. No prefixes, prefixes. Okay? So in writing the formula, you look for the symbol. Determine the subscript by looking at the prefixes. You've got to memorize those prefixes. Do not cross or reduce. Do not cross numbers. Those prefixes become the subscripts. Okay? So prefix equals subscript. That's it. Prefix equals a subscript. And then writing the name is the exact opposite. Write the name of the elements. The prefixes is that subscript. Always change the ending to IDE. They have that in common. That's the one thing they have in common. Other than that, nothing is in common. Again, ionic, you have this set of rules. Covalent, you have that. You always have to figure out whether it is ionic or covalent first. That is the key to doing this.